Hey, this is Prometheus giving you another breakdown of This Week in Madden, January 31st, 2021. Guys, I've got 4 tips for you today. I've got basically a quick offensive tip to be able to beat man coverage, and I've got 3 defensive tips, one of which is with a YouTube channel that is, the guy's a legend in the Madden community. Anybody that's been following Madden for a long time, this guy is well known. Back in the day when you used to get your tips on message boards opposed to YouTube videos, he was pumping out the best content back then. So we're going to go and jump into the first tip, and we'll get our way to MaddenGuides at the end. The first tip we're going to be looking at is going to be offensive tip, and once again, it's Mile High chosen one. This guy's got really great tips, and he really knows how to glitch out the game to go ahead and take advantage of it. I love his tips, very simple, very easy. So let's go ahead and jump into this offensive tip.
And the play that we're going to run is PA deep, right? And let's come out in a passing defense so I can show you how good this is in a running formation, but going against nothing but DBs, right? So this is man-to-man. All you want to do is occasionally I like to put X on a slant, because if B don't open up fast enough before I get sacked, I can always check down and hit that slant receiver. But if he do open up, you want to motion him before he get past Goodwin, snap the ball here, and what you're going to see is lead pass it up. What you're going to see is that type of catch right there. But you can make that pass even more open. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be patient. The reason why I threw it so fast is because I didn't want to get blocked yet. So let's do it again. Motion him over before he passed Goodwin. We want to snap him right there, and it should look like this. Let's try to lead pass it up. Try to wiggle catch, and you can go for a touchdown for real. Now, it's no way that that opponent can click on that and get an interception. What's going to happen is he's going to click on, try to press Y for interception, and the computer is going to just make him throw one hand up. He's not going to be able to intercept that. So that's why it's a time and play. If, say, for instance, you motion him across, that's why we got him on a slam route. You motion him across, and a rush come or something, you got a immediate check down right here, just like that. So you got a two-way go. Your opponent cannot run man-to-man against you out of this play right here. It's too tough to run man-to-man. We're going to run it one more time. Hopefully we can get it to pop one more time, and then we're going to go to something else. Here, before he passing, because we're trying to confuse the DBs, want to lead it up. You know what I'm saying? When you catch it, just like that. Very, very good. In game, it's going to be way more space just due to the adjustments that your opponent try to make. Practice mode is kind of weird, man. So you got to bear with me when it comes to practice mode. We all know practice mode be on the juice.
All right, so the second tip is going to be a defensive tip, and it's from Meister. He's got a little bit over 1,000 subscribers, but this is a really good tip that you can have in your back pocket to basically get yourself a sack when you need it. This is obviously something that you don't want to spam too much in a game, but to know how to set up some type of a manual rush blitz like this or a nano blitz like this is great strategy to have defensively, especially when you need to get a stop. So let's go ahead and jump into this tip, and make sure if you do subscribe to this guy's channel, make sure you go ahead and let him know I sent him your way.
What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be in 245 odd talking about an insane user rush that even a max protect cannot consistently stop. So 245 odd, this is Detroit Lions defensive playbook, and we're going to be using cover 2 man. Strong close. Let's just get right into it. Wide receiver out. We're going to start off with everybody running a route. This is a check and release by the running back, but you will find that he is going to ignore us altogether. So what we're going to do to set this up is shift your D-line to the left, slant them to the right, blitz all linebackers, and then take this guy, Kiki, man him up to the running back. Now your user, you're going to blitz your user, and you're going to stand directly behind the defensive tackle at about 5 yards. Snap the ball, come shooting straight down through the A-gap for an easy sack. Of course, if we didn't have Perry Nickerson, we'd be able to wrap him up a lot better. Now, I know that the fullback is open on the flat route, but with a simple quick adjustment, we can take care of that by adjusting Adrian Amos into a man assignment on him. So again, blitz all linebackers, shift D-line to the left, slant them to the right, take X, man him up to the running back, and then bring your user 5 yards directly behind the defensive tackle, blitz your user, and come shooting straight down. You can see right there, screaming. Now, of course, that time Ben's just shrugging off our user sack every single time. But if you have secure tackler, you're going to be able to make that. Or if you have somebody that has obviously a higher tackling stat than Perry Nickerson is, you'll be able to make that as well. So that's with the running back on a check and release. Let's go ahead and do him on a full-on blocking assignment. So set the blitz up by shifting D-line left, slanting right, blitz everybody, and man up to Y like this. All right, we're going to go ahead, man him up to the fullback, and we're going to go ahead and shoot straight down. And again, get the quarterback every single time for a guaranteed user rush. Now, what about this? Let's block the fullback. Let's block the running back. Let's block 7 now. So again, set the blitz up and man him up. Take your user, blitz your user. Let's go ahead and put Adrian Amos into hook curl. Okay, this sometimes picks it up. Not always, but it will occasionally pick it up. You can see right there, we did not get a good user rush at all. The A gap was there for us to shoot. And you see, we could easily get to the QB anyways if we had a little bit better of a user rush. So again, let's block everybody. Set this bad boy up. And I'm telling you guys, you're going to be missing out. If you don't hit that sub button, holy moly, you're missing out on some absolute heat of blitzes. So we've got everything ready to go. Okay, we've got the running back blocked. We've got the full back blocked. We're going to try and get our best user rush possible. Snap the ball. Come straight down. Right at the quarterback, running back ignores us, fullback ignores us, clean shot at the QB for an easy sack.
All right, so the next tip is going to be a defensive tip from a YouTube channel, CallMeSpree. I've featured him on This Week in Madden before, but this is another great setup, great format that he actually uses to show it. It's out of a 3-3-5 nickel defense, which is a very popular defense, and he talks about how to shoot the gap and shut down the run with this fast and easy setup. Always important to have run defense in your defensive scheme, because if you can't stop the run, you basically are going to get shredded online. So great tip. Let's go ahead and check it out.
First up, we want to go ahead and figure out how to stop the 0-1 trap out of gun A slot offset. When you play against people who run this particular offense, they like to spam this run. If you can't stop it, they're just going to run it over and over again. So let's break down how you can go ahead and stop this run in the backfield, blowing it up with hit sticks. We are in the nickel 3-3-5 defense. I run it out of the 4-6 playbook, but down in the description below, I'll put a link to a website that's going to give you some ideas for some other playbooks that also have this particular formation. So you don't necessarily have to run the 4-6 playbook if you want this defensive formation, but we're in 3-3-5 right here, and we're going to be basing our defenses mostly out of this cover 3 cloud. My original video, my original defense was based on this formation, on this particular play. So we're going to keep rolling with it for most of our setups, showing you how to stop particular plays and still play good coverage behind it as well. Now, just letting the play run out, 0-1 trap, you get pulling guards, you get guys into space. It's easy yardage. You can see the space that the running back can run into right there. It's an easy way to chew up yardage, and if you aren't able to stop it consistently, your opponent can just spam it over and over again. So we don't want that. Let's figure out how we can stop it. All right, I'm going to be honest, the setup to stop this particular run is pretty simple. What we're going to want to do is know which way the guard is pulling. We want to shift our defensive line that way. We want to shift our linebackers the opposite way, and then we're going to be able to blow it up in the backfield. For us, we see the wide receivers on the left. We know it's going to be the left guard pulling towards the right, so we want to shift our defensive line to the right. To go ahead and do that, we press left on the D-pad, then right with the left analog stick. You can see all the big boys moving to the right there, and then we want to go ahead and press right on the D-pad and then go left. That's going to shift all of our linebackers across. From here, what we want to do is blitz our user, so we can see we're on this middle linebacker right here. What you need to go ahead and do is press X and then down with the right analog stick. That's going to go ahead and blitz him, and we're just going to slot him just behind this defensive end right here. When the ball is snapped, what we're just trying to do is flow around, find the gap, and try to hit the running back in the backfield. Running the same setup again, shift our D-line, shift our linebackers, blitz our user. We're just going to sit behind this big boy right here, and on the snap, we're just going to loop on in, fly in for the hit stick right there. Now, it can definitely take a little bit of practice, just getting a feel for where to put your players, how to get the adjustments done nice and quickly, but you can consistently get into the backfield laying hit sticks with this particular setup. Now, you'll probably notice if you shift your defensive line and blitz your user sitting there without shifting your linebackers, you probably still give yourself a pretty good chance to hit the running back in the backfield. The reason we have this particular setup, There are multiple runs that you can do out of gun A slot offset. One is the trap, one is the inside zone. So the setup we want right here, you want to be able to shoot the inside zone as well if they go ahead and run that right there. Now I actually do want to show that off. So we've changed to the inside zone right here. You can see it attacks a slightly different area, but with that same setup we were talking about before, you can blow up the inside zone from the same spot. I know we're focusing on the 0-1 trap, but I do want to show you guys that this is consistent run defense against this particular formation. We're attacking a slightly different spot, but the result is still the same. Still a hit stick in the backfield. Going ahead and doing it again just to show it off. We have our defensive end. We've shifted our D-line, shifted our linebackers. We're just going to fly down into the scap. Consistent hit sticks in the backfield.
In this last YouTube channel, I'm going to ask you, if you guys watch these videos and you find some good stuff out of this, I want you to go to MaddenGuides and actually subscribe to this channel, because this is Cobra. Cobra has been in the Madden community for a long time. Established in 2001. That's legitimate. This is not some kind of false statement. It's a true statement. Cobra has been around for over 20 years. Back in the day when you were actually trying to find different tips to be more successful at Madden, he evolved his content back when actually the internet and being able to play people online became the thing, and it really changed the Madden community dramatically, because you could play online, and he was one of the jet setters in providing guides and tips and strategies. Back in the day when there was these glitchy nano blitzes and stuff like that, he's one of the people that found it immediately. He also broke down different ways to go against it and different guides and stuff like that. So he's one of the people that actually established ebooks. He was with the community back when Z Farrells and S Gibbs were developing their stuff. So if you guys love the meta, if you guys love to just participate in the legendary personas in Madden community, this Cobra is someone you need to subscribe to. Please let him know that I sent you your way. You got to check out his channel. This is this actually is a standard of how a video should be, based on just the way he breaks things down and takes his time and effort to do that. So go ahead and check this video out, and please subscribe to his channel.
Go ahead and get on the field here. And I want to go ahead and just show it to you how to set this up. Now, you could run this defense and you're probably going to get pressure with it, because if you notice right off the bat, as I pointed out when we first talked about this particular defense, you're going to have 6 pass rushers. So really, you've got more pass rushers than what they've got blocking. When I say they, the offensive line, they only got 5. So to be honest with you, you really don't have to do anything at all. Let's just go ahead and snap it. And you're going to get some pressure here. You get it from the nickel back. So you don't have to do anything at all. But keep in mind, if you do that, then you only got 5 defenders dropping back in zone coverage, and that's going to leave, it's definitely going to leave some areas of the field, especially underneath. It's going to be wide open in the flats particularly. So what I want to show you is something that you might consider doing that's going to allow you to get a little bit better coverage. Now, I'm not saying it's going to help out all that great, but it's definitely going to give you another defender dropping back. So let's go back into the setup here, and I'll show you how to get that outside pressure. Now, as I pointed earlier, the pressure that we're looking to get is going to come from this guy right here, this linebacker right here. That's the one that we're looking to get pressure with this breakdown. So what I want to show you how to do it, it's real easy to do. All you got to do is go ahead and pinch the defensive line, and you're going to notice one of the things that happens when we do that is this guy right here. Remember, he was lined up here. He actually slides to the inside, and he's the only one you'll see actually move when you do the pinch of the defensive line. So that's kind of neat right there, a little bit unique. The other thing I like about this defense, at least this formation, you'll notice that the linebackers are lined up pretty close to the line of scrimmage already. That's nice as well. So that another thing that kind of caught my eye when I was looking at this defense, at least the formation that I liked about it. So right there's the setup so far. The next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and take control of this guy right here, which is this nickelback. If you can, just move him just a little bit into this area here. Sometimes if you want, you can bring him all the way in and let him go back out to the outside on his own. You can do that if you want, that's fine. But try to get him a little bit further inside than what he is. And that way, he's going to make sure, the idea of this is to make sure that the left tackle actually looks to block him out in that area there. That's the reason we do that. So the final thing that you got to do is you got to go ahead and switch off. Now, this is the guy that moved to the inside. That's that defensive end that moved to the inside, the one that I'm in control of right now, as you can see on your screen. What you're going to want to do is before the snap, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. Before the snap, you're going to want to go ahead and kind of be pressing down. I like to go ahead and say the 5 o'clock position on the controller. So what you're going to be doing with the left stick here is to go ahead and go about the 5 o'clock position before the snap. You're going to see I'm doing it right now. I'm actually doing it. You can see him kind of flinching a little bit as you're looking at it. And then what you're going to do is once the ball is snapped, you're just going to have it come in here and you're going to do that. Now there we got the nickel. We did get the nickel pressure on there. Now sometimes that does happen. And then if that happens, then we don't get the outside pressure coming from the right outside linebacker. So if you might get it from the nickel back, you may get it from the right outside linebacker. Generally, more or less, it always comes from the right outside linebacker. In that case, it came from the nickel back, which is fine. What I want to do right now real quick is, because we're getting way too close to the line of scrimmage, I'm just going to go ahead and run a defense real quick just to make sure that we're able to keep going on with this play so I can keep showing it to you. So let's go ahead and hot route a guy. And this is the disadvantage when you go into a regular game, that you don't have the luxury of sitting in practice mode doing this stuff. But I thought it was kind of cool to do some of these breakdowns and actual game footage. So that's the reason I decided to go this route, especially late in the last couple of videos I've been doing. All right, let's go back out of here and go back into the nickel 2-4-5 again. The odd one, that is. And then we're going to go ahead and run that same defense I just showed. And again, it's the 3 buzz sting press, and then we'll run that same setup. Now this time I'm just going to do this really quick so you guys can see how to set it up real quick. And it really doesn't take any time to set up as long as you're on the right guy and be able to do it. And then what you're going to do here is you're just going to take control of this guy right here. Now, the one thing I forgot to mention with this, make sure you put him in Bluff Blitz. So that's what I'm going to do right there. You can see he's in Bluff Blitz as you look at it. Make sure you go ahead and do that with that. That's going to make it a little bit easier to make sure you get the pressure. So always put him in Bluff Blitz. It makes it a little bit easier. And again, the other thing is I want to point out is make sure you got him going at the 5 o'clock position. So make sure you got him going about the 5 o'clock. Again, you can see me stuttering here. And then you're going to get that outside pressure, which is I just point out. And then what you're going to try to do is just go ahead and run it one more time. Same setup here. So we'll go ahead and pinch. Go ahead and bring this guy to the inside, just like I showed earlier. And then this guy we're going to go ahead and put in. We're going to go ahead and put this guy in Bluff Blitz, which you see on your screen right there. And again, I'm holding at the 5 o'clock position. And then I'm just going to go ahead and set him up there. Now, that's a pretty good example of what I was trying to show earlier. So you saw the pressure coming from the right outside linebacker. If we go in instant replay, you're going to see pretty much everything I was trying to show with this setup. And as I said before, it's pretty easy, and it really doesn't require a whole lot. I mean, you're looking at just a couple pre-snap movements, and it's going to allow you to get that pressure such as what you see on your screen right there. Let's go back into the instant replay and take a look at it one more time here so I can show you what's going on here. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, one of the things I'm doing right now, keep in mind, I'm in control of this guy right here, which is the right end as you look at your screen, or not as you look at your screen, but on your depth chart. And so what you're going to do is you want to make sure you put him, as I mentioned earlier, into a Bluff Blitz. And then before the ball snaps, you want to make sure you're going with the 5 o'clock position here. You want to make sure you're going at the 5 o'clock position. That way, when the ball snaps, he's actually going to be going in this direction here, at least initially, such as what you see on your screen. And then you're just going to drop him back into a hook zone or whatever coverage you want. And that's what you're going to see here as I run this. So let's go ahead and do that. And you can see right there, once that happens, then you can see that the right tackle, watch the right tackle turn to the inside here. This is the right tackle over here. You'll notice that he's turning to the inside, and he's looking to go ahead and block into that area there. He's looking to go ahead and block over in that area there. And then, as I said before, that's going to allow us to go ahead and get this edge pressure from the right outside linebacker who's lined up on that side of the field, and it allows us to apply that pressure on the quarterback, and that's what you're seeing on your screen right there. Now, one of the things I did want to point out here is you go ahead and zoom out a little bit here. You can see that the coverages here are pretty decent. We've got a guy out here playing hook zone. We've got a guy right here playing hook zone. And then we got the defender that we're in control of right here as you look at it. That's the one we're in control of. And all we're trying to do at this point is to make sure we're just watching anything going over the short middle of the field with him. And then the downside of this defense, though, as you zoom out, is you can clearly see the flats are left wide open. So your opponent will have the option to possibly throw this guy over here in the flat. If there was somebody on the other side here, for example, this guy right here you could throw to. So the flats are left wide open, but everything's in front, which is good. And hopefully he just doesn't catch it. And then if everything comes out right, then you get this pressure coming off the edge is what you see, this guy coming off the edge and getting the pressure. So
So guys, this will complete This Week in Madden, January 31st, 2021. I hope you can subscribe to these channels. Let them know that I sent you their way. Also, if you have an up-and-coming YouTube channel that you want to promote some of your Madden tips, let me know. Go ahead and send me a comment down below that you got a tip that you want to submit, and then we can communicate on how to get that tip onto this weekly preview. So once again, thank you for your support, guys. Until next time.